Look at that beautiful golf course. Woo! U.S. Open, baby. Starting tomorrow. Get some bang for your buck. Hey, look at here. Welcome to the show. Tonight, Bob, Mike, Justin. I'm hoping Jabari makes it. He hasn't told me he's not going to. He was here last week. We'll see if he makes it this week because he's got some things that he said last week that I'm going to play for y'all here in a bit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Tristan? How you doing, brother? Don't forget about the OddsJam Partner Program. Hello, Stephen Batts. I know we haven't been here in a while. Link below in the description. And the reason I mentioned that golf course there in the U.S. Open is you've got the golf gurus who are 50.5 units up with 13 outrights. 13 outrights, Justin. 13. Huge. I don't know of anybody out there that's doing that, and yet we struggle to get people to subscribe, and a lot of people are afraid to bet golf. Well, you know what? Do not be afraid, as Dracula used to say. Do not be afraid. It's okay. Do or dies for the Mavs. You know what? We'll get into that in a second. I will get into what we had last week, and Jabari, pretty well said this based upon a comment Tony made. If they win it all, you're buying jerseys for everybody.
You don't have to worry about buying them jerseys, so he's okay.
You wouldn't take one?
I mean, unless it's a Luka jersey, no, I'm not taking one. He's not going to need to buy them. He's not going to need to buy them.
Oh, you're saying the Celtics aren't going to win?
He's not gonna
Really?
need to buy him.
Are you serious?
He's not going to need to buy him.
Woo! That's a big prediction there, man. I'm waiting for him to show up so we can talk about it a little bit more. But people are going to hate on you now.
I know. Yeah, and if the Celtics lose, okay, I want that clip still played, and I want everybody in here to still, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm buying everybody Luka jerseys. I'm not doing that, but you will hear it from me.
Nice.
There you go, Mike. See, you're not the only one that I put on the spot.
So, Bob, you're telling me that Illinois will be matched up with UConn in the Elite Eight, right?
Right. If Illinois wins and UConn wins, they match up.
I'm on the record saying right now Illinois is in the Final Four this year. They will knock off UConn.
I love this stuff. You better watch,
man. You're just pulling them out of the archives, aren't you?
I mean,
it's funny because
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Hold on, Jabari says, "Hold on, fellas, we're having internet issues. I'm on the way." Oh
Good.
My God! You know what, Tristan? You're not gonna take a JT jersey. First of all, I want to point out something to you. Mike can back me up on this. There's a picture of Matthew Tkachuk and Jason Tatum when they were younger on a bus. They both played sports. Yeah. They were friends, okay? That's Matthew Tkachuk's buddy there. So you better get off of that stuff right now.
Okay. As Bob plays these clips, I just want to point out a couple of things, okay? Number one, let's go back to the UConn-Illinois deal. Bob didn't have Illinois even beating Iowa State. There was no chance they were beating Iowa State, right? We didn't have any clips of that. Why? Why do we not have any clips of that? Also, talking about the Mavericks. Hold on, let me finish.
If you learn how to use the software, you could do
talking about the Mavericks. Bob was on the record saying Oklahoma City would be too much. Their defense is too good. Dallas has no chance of beating Oklahoma City. He also said the Dallas Stars had no shot at beating the Colorado Avalanche. There was no way that was going to happen. And we have seen how that all played out. So while Bob wants to sit here and play our clips and, be Mr. Right.
Mr. Right.
He's far left. Let me just tell you that. He's
Mr.
far left.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Justin, come on, dude. Boston ain't losing this series, right?
Yeah, I do have a hard time believing it because now I was saying before we went on air that I'd give credit to Bob because this time the defense of the Celtics will be a difference in the series. And I don't know. I just think Boston just has the better team. I would not be surprised at all if they dominated them tonight, honestly.
I mean, basically, Bob has taken every team and said their defense will be too much. Well, he's finally right, I guess. But, I mean, when you guess that every time, you're bound to be right and hit one eventually. It's like throwing a dart. Eventually, you're gonna hit the board.
Are you jealous or something?
No, I'm not jealous at all. No, we're all smart enough to know that Boston's a better defensive team than Oklahoma City, and they have better defenders.
Evidently, Jabari isn't.
Huh?
Yeah, evidently Jabari isn't because he's picking Dallas. We'll play it again here in a bit when he gets here. He wants me to play it. He said play it. He told me
the series. Here's the thing.
Hey, hold on, time out. He flat out told me last week, you clip that thing out. I want you to play it. Now, you, on the other hand, you don't want to hear it.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that this thing's not over yet, and you have a tendency to, if we remember right, Game 1, Dallas, Oklahoma City, series was over after Game 1.
I never said
No. That thing was over, bud. That thing was over.
Never. No.
Yes.
That's not true.
Oh my God, was it over? You couldn't have been more sure that it was over.
And I mean, like the old rock and roll song. Liar.
No, Justin was here. He witnessed the whole thing.
Did I say Oklahoma City?
We heard it time and time again. Oh yeah, you said I told you the defense.
Remember, Mike, let him answer. Go ahead, answer.
Yeah, I remember you saying it was over and Oklahoma City was going to win.
Oh, looky there. There he is. What's up, my friend? How you doing? Did you see I already played your clip?
Yeah, I saw the replay. I wasn't going to miss that.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it again. If they win it all, you're buying jerseys for everybody?
You don't have to worry about buying them jerseys, so he's okay.
You wouldn't take one?
I mean, unless it's a Luka jersey, no, I'm not taking one. He's not going to need to buy them. He's not going to need to buy them.
Oh, you're saying the Celtics aren't going to win?
Really?
Need
to buy them.
Are you serious?
He's not going to need to buy them. That's fair.
Hey,
it now.
Is the series over?
No, it's Mike. The same thing I said.
It's over.
Oh,
it's over. I'm gonna go ahead and order my Tatum jersey. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on pre-order so I can get them before they're all sold out. But Kyrie's just not hooping, man. No. Kyrie is he's non-existent right now. And Drew Holiday, Bob, I'm gonna double down on what you said last show. And I'm gonna take it a step even further. If Drew Holiday doesn't win, or isn't at least close to winning Finals MVP, I think it's a little rigged, just a little bit. He's played phenomenal this Finals. He's been either the second best or first best player on the team, in my opinion. So,
boy, I love you, man. You know what? That's the way to handle it. Just say you were right, I was wrong, or whatever. I do that all the time. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay. Yeah. And, Mike, you've been right a few times in your life.
Mike.
Well, I mean, as I said, Game 1, Oklahoma City, Dallas. Luka did not play good. Kyrie did not play good. Bob said, told you, defense will be too much. This thing's over. After one game, and it was a done deal. I believe, did Colorado win the first game of that Dallas series or not?
Yeah, they did.
thought, yeah, and I think that series was over too, according to him. I think that thing was a wrap.
Yeah, well, let's just put it this way, kiddo. I'm making a lot more money betting than you are, so let's go from there.
Oh right? My goodness!
You want to compare picks? We could start doing that right now.
Oh, now you want to compare picks? 2 weeks ago, you didn't want no part of that.
Let's go.
Bobby got on a hot streak.
I'm gonna do my Joe Frazier impression. I just keep coming at you, man. All right, look.
And as you know, down goes Frazier eventually, right? So, I mean,
wow, that was good. I got to give you credit.
That was a good comeback.
Yes, that was. And then Jabari also going to hate on you.
I know. Yeah, and if the Celtics lose, okay, I want that clip still played, and I want everybody in here to still, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm buying everybody Luka jerseys. I'm not doing that. But, you know, you will hear it from me.
I think I ought to have a Luka jersey.
Do you?
Well, yeah, if Jabari will buy one.
Yeah, well, I think
Didn't somebody say they were buying Luka jerseys for everybody?
No, that was Tony saying he was going to buy Tatum jerseys for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he left. You know, he's a big Celtics fan. You pissed him off, I think, and he left last week after all the comments. He said, "I can't take it anymore."
Well, he should come back for some revenge because he was right. Hey, man, I was wrong. You know, I'm human. I was wrong.
Well,
I
didn't
think it would be this bad. No, it's over. They're like Dallas is outclassed. It's just like it's like the West didn't even matter. I don't know if the Celtics are that good or if the Mavs just haven't figured it out yet on how to play them, but they're just not – they don't have enough. It almost feels unfair a little bit to me.
Well, yeah, and I mean, Boston's ability to guard everybody, I mean, one-on-one is huge, you know. I mean, you're seeing it. Derek White, he's an elite defender. We know Drew Holiday's an elite defender. We already knew that. I mean, I think Jaylen Brown's showing some people he's a pretty good defender.
Yeah.
I don't know that I ever thought he was like a really, really good, but, you know, now looking back, I mean, Jaylen Brown's a good two-way player. He is definitely not a liability on defense. So they're just and they haven't even really shot the ball great yet, you know. So that's a little concerning too. If you're on the Mavs, is man, if Boston has one of those big shooting nights, it could be lights out, you know.
Well, let's talk about Al Horford with a little trash talking with Luka on top of it. Now, you know, when you got Horford talking trash a little bit, by golly, you got to have some confidence. You know, I mean, I love it. Justin, does it go 6 games?
No, I don't think so. I think it goes 5 games at best.
That's what I said. I said 4-1. Somebody talked. I didn't clip that out. You said it's going 6.
You know,
that in there. He ain't being carried by the whole team.
Well, no, he had 12 assists last game. I mean, Tatum is definitely. I mean, I know he's not. You can't sit here and say he's been their best player in this series. No, but he's also done everything you need him to do. I mean, right. It's not. You know, I mean,
Holiday's the man. He just is. And you know what? Jabari pointed it out last week. Justin, I don't know whether you knew this. Maybe you did. He's been playing for 14 years. I didn't realize he'd been playing that long.
Yeah. Oh, I knew that.
What a hell of a player. I mean, to be able to have this level of energy. I mean, first off, his hands are really quick. Like,
oh yeah,
they're as far as knocking a ball out, and it looks like, I don't know, it looks like the other team's moving in slow motion compared to him.
Oh yeah, no, I always said that Drew Holiday was one of the more underrated players. I was actually saying back in 2021 or 2020, whatever year it was, that the Nets should have went out and got him and not James Harden. I think if they would have done that, they would have won the chip that year.
Okay.
I know it's a bold statement, but that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's 2020, but I mean, the Bucks the Bucks were already putting stuff into place to go get him, so before that, and to keep him there, because then the Bucks going to go, he gets there in 2020, 2021, right? And then they win the bubble, not the year that he gets there in the bubble. He gets there, I think, the year after, and they win the chip. So, I mean, the Nets would have been competing with the Bucks, who would have been a lot more of a compelling target, in my opinion. But, I mean, to be 14 years, in the league and to be playing at this level, that's what impressed me the most. Because he's playing at a really high level. Like, at this point, he's considered a veteran. He's already had his time in the game. He's been on great teams, great young teams. But he's taken this team. He's the piece that JT and JB were missing, in my opinion. He's absolutely the piece. And they've had a lot of good veterans. They've had Gordon Hayward. They've had other veterans. They've had a lot of people. They had Kyrie even at a point. They had Terry Rozier. They had Kemba Walker. And none of them elevated them to this level. This is the next step in this. So, yeah.
Yep, I agree with that. Meanwhile, in the baseball world, my gosh, anybody see that Colorado Minnesota game, 17-9? That was my goodness.
Well, before you go into the baseball world, let's reflect back on the NBA and the logo.
Jerry West.
Jerry West passed away, 86 years old. And he was, just a legend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear about that's too bad.
Yep, Jerry West, and look, he was one of the guys. He knew Kobe was going to be something special. He had he's the one that made that he knew what he was doing there, and that'll go down as one of the all-time greatest moves ever. I mean, when you look at what they gave up to get him, Jerry West knew what he was doing there.
Yeah, they traded Vlade for him, didn't they? Vlade for Kobe.
Yeah. Looking back, it's Jerry West knew exactly what he was doing, what he was getting, evidently. So that's a move that is you can't beat. And face it, he's the one that got Shaq there too. He's the one that pulled the trigger and got Shaq there. And as a matter of fact, they were worried. I remember seeing an interview on Shaq, and Jerry West said, "Look, we can't quite get you the money you're wanting, but I've got some endorsement deals for you. We're in LA, now I've got you hooked up there. So you're going to end up making more money than what you were wanting to get as a whole, So he made everything happen. The guy was very smart, had resources, knew what he was doing.
Shaq said he was not the most talented player on the Lakers team. He said, but nobody could guard him. He knew he wasn't the most talented. He never claimed to be that. It's just that nobody could could stop him. That's why they played the Hack-a-Shaq game, because he was a terrible free throw shooter. But, as far as him in the paint, forget it.
Oh gosh, no, there's nothing you can do. The way he could dunk, and the way he would just find a way to get a dunk off when most guys are lucky to even get, a layup in. He just had a way of just finding that rim and just yanking it, man. Just dominating.
Shaq's drop step is a Hall of Fame move. He's so big. Even when he was in Orlando, right? He was a lot more mobile in Orlando, but his drop step's always been a portion of his game, especially at LSU as well. So, I don't care how untalented that he thinks he was on the Lakers. It wasn't about, talent with that team. He just nobody. When you got to move, nobody can stop. It's like Kareem's, hook. It's just like, Akeem's fake. So if you got to move, somebody can't stop. You can have as much talent as you want in the world, but if you can't stop it, you can't stop it.
Right. So, look at what he did to Mutombo in the finals against the Sixers. And I know Mutombo was not in his prime and necessary, but even so, he just dominated him, man. Yeah. Just slaughtered him. And even then, I mean, Mutombo is still very, very good defensively. I mean, he still, there wasn't a lot of big. I mean, he would handle his own against most bigs, but Shaq just killed him. There was nothing he could do, man. I mean, Shaq got into him and just, like a rag doll, man, throwing him around, dude, just insane.
And Shaq went up like nobody can tell me Shaq isn't a top 10 player all time, because the big men Shaq were going against are Hall of Fame big men. Yao's in the Hall of Fame, Tim Duncan's in the Hall of Fame, David Robinson's in the Hall of Fame, Moses Malone. You had Akeem, you had Mutombo, even though Mutombo was kind of on the back end of his career, but still,
yeah.
Shaq was going against the era of big men when they were drafting big men to stop Shaq.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, you look at some of the bigs in the NBA now, or that we may see like a Zach Edey type. People are like, Zach Edey, man, maybe he could be a little effective. He's a big, but it's like, yeah, every team in the NBA had like 3 Zach Edys and back in the day, because you had to deal with Shaq. You had to have like 2 or 3 7-footers, or you're going to get fouled out. You were going to foul out. You had to have multiple bigs to try to just to burn fouls, if anything. Dudes.
Every time I get on TikTok, I see a Shaq, him doing something for some people. For Down syndrome kids at a hospital, and went right over to him, and they all just came up and hugged him, and he is just such a genuine human being. I think Shaq might be my most favorite.
Well, it's crazy. Player. Shaq has not played in a long, long time, and even kids that never saw him play in their life recognize him and know. I mean, everybody knows who Shaquille O'Neal is. Everybody,
that's an icon.
Oh yeah, I mean, whether it's commercials or seeing him on TV. I mean, he's
Blue Chips.
Yeah.
Very great movie.
Or his little forays with Charles. There's some pretty funny stuff. Which, by the way, I don't know if we know what's going to happen. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. Charles Barkley was on the hockey game the other night in between periods, and they were asking him, "Hey, you coming over to ESPN? You going to do a NBA show over here?" Because it looks like TNT is still in negotiation for a portion of the NBA contract. And I hate to say this, I don't want to see it leave TNT. That show, the NBA tonight or whatever, what is it called?
I think it's like halftime at TNT or something like that.
It's called Inside the NBA.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
By the way, a guitarist actually wrote the theme music for that. I don't know if you guys ever knew that, but anyway, that show is great and it wins Emmys. And what in the hell is going to happen? I heard that there was a possibility that Ernie and Kenny and Charles would be moving on without Shaq, but I didn't like when Shaq first joined them. I wasn't sure I was going to like him, but man, did he fit in. And now, it's just great. I mean, it's on another level. There's no pregame show like that on anywhere. No matter what the sport is, nobody.
Oh no, not even close. NFL has nothing compared to that. I mean, NFL trash compared to that, man.
Well, the only thing that would come close is on the NFL Network with Warner, Michael Irvin, and Mariucci.
Yeah, Irvin's not there.
Irvin's not there anymore because of the allegations that were against him.
Yeah, he's gone.
He was there last year.
Yeah, but it was in between this year and last year that they had to let him go because he was still doing proceedings, and it turned out once the video footage came on that the woman had lied about saying, what was said, and then they showed the video footage to show that he had never even approached her. Like they were like arm's length apart, and she was saying that Michael was really disrespectful to her, and he cried on TV when he came back. I think he had came back on FS1 or something like that, and he had cried because he was like, I spent all these years building all this up, and to get it taken away from me is, it just kind of sucks.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
But I really, really hate the inside of the NBA to really break up because they were what I grew up on,
Right.
So inside the NBA with them, Shaq, Charles talking about San Antonio women and the nasty water down in Galveston, so like it would suck, but I don't want to see them go to ESPN because ESPN is gonna filter them so hard.
God.
It's Turner Broadcasting was their home, and they really made Turner Broadcasting Corporation what they needed to be. So it just
from the sports perspective, yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike. Take over.
ESPN is.
Yeah, agree with that. There's a couple of plays I want to run through with you guys here that I'm looking at. I do like this Al Horford over 9.5 points at plus odds.
Yeah.
I think this is a no-brainer, especially no Porzingis, I definitely think Horford is good for this. So that's plus 110 on Bet Rivers. If you're on Bet Rivers, let's go hit that. We definitely expect Horford to pitch in here tonight. The other play is the Holiday one. What do you guys think about this one? It's under 13.5 points. As good as he's been, is this the game that he takes more of a backseat role offensively, and maybe Tatum gives him a little more offensively than usual, and it becomes more of a Tatum Brown type of show? I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I really don't know what to think of Drew Holiday tonight, because all the books were favoring him to go over all his props at first, but now it's favoring the under.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, everything's shifted.
Pinnacle is heavy on the under, but
and even some of these sharp, but like Bet Online, Bovada, they're pretty heavy on his under as well with some juice.
I'm checking right now to give you my opinion because I want to say I just want to see how he does on the road a little bit more.
Right.
Because I really feel like right now it's between him and Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum is producing a lot off points, away from the points. He hasn't been shooting the best. But Drew and Jaylen and Derek White have been covering the points. Same thing with Kristaps to an extent. So let me see how he does on the road, and you'll have my answer soon after that.
Yeah, and then and he's definitely coming off of a monster game, having 26 points. So I don't expect him to have that same type of game. So yeah, this could be tricky, but there's the value is definitely there.
Okay. So real quick, the rebounds and assists. Stephen Batts had just said Reddit's pick is Drew Holiday over 10.5 rebounds and assists. He had 13 and 14 in game 1 and 2. And there was an under on that. So
yeah, I wouldn't take the under. I would actually take the over on that because he's actually never missed that in the playoffs, in the last 2 playoff series. In all 4 games in Indiana, he had it. He had 11, 12, 14, and 15. These 2 playoff games, he had 14 and 13. So that's 6 games straight. He's been over 10.5 RA.
All right.
He's only missed the points by 1 game.
Our boy here wants to find out what you guys think. Kyrie over 3.5 rebounds. This is from Tristan. And Tatum over 5.5 assists.
I like it. I don't know why the Kyrie rebounds one maybe worries me a little, but then again, if you're Kyrie, you should be hunting everything right now. You got to find a way to get your game going in some way, shape, or form. And I do like Tatum over assists for sure.
Yeah.
I like that one. I like the assist.
The Tatum assist, I think we all agree on.
He said Tatum over on assists is plus 205.
No, the both of them combined. Parlaying both of them.
Well, he had minus 145 on 3.5 rebounds, and then Tatum over 5.5 assists plus 205. That can't be right. He must be.
No, it's probably both of those parlayed together. Probably.
Yeah, because the Kyrie rebounds, I imagine, couldn't be at, too bad of odds. It needs to be close to probably plus 100.
It's minus 145.
Oh,
the Kyrie rebounds?
Yes, that's what he's telling me.
Wow.
He hasn't hit that in. It's 4.5 or 3.5.
3.5.
I mean, he hasn't hit that at all this whole.
Well, let's take a look here at what that line is.
Yeah, go take a look at it.
I'm going to look at it right now. I'm just reading.
I'm already.
That's 3.5, guys. That's the line. Actually, you can get it at minus 130. So he's going with Fliff.
Right. Yeah, where he's located at, that's what he can use. But yeah, no, that there is definitely there it is right there, over 3.5 rebounds. Best price you could get on that is he's going to Fliff at minus 145. That's because he has no choice based upon where he's located. But yeah, you could get it for minus 130 on MGM, DraftKings, or FanDuel. And that's kind of the consensus here, is right around that price, minus 130 range.
The Tatum line is 5.5 assists.
Yeah.
You get minus 122 on FanDuel.
What's Bet Online got that at? I'm just curious.
No line.
There is no line on Bet Online.
Yeah, minus 146. Bodog's got it at minus 135.
Yeah. No, I mean, possibly. I mean, I could see it. I mean, it's 4 rebounds. I mean, yeah, maybe he could hit that. I don't see why not. It's definitely not anything I'm crazy about. I love the Tatum assist one.
We got a Stevie B parlay here real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt. Got to do this. Here's what he's got. He's trying to put an MLB parlay together. Phillies, Yankees, Mariners, Guardians. Maybe the Yankees over 2. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Give me a second.
Sure.
You said Phillies, Yankees, Mariners, and who?
Phillies, Yankees, Guardians.
I do like the Guardians tonight. Pretty good pitching matchup there. That's got maybe nerfy material, Justin.
Yeah, I think so. I only took one nerfy today, but I think with him on the mound, you can get a nerfy with it.
What nerfy did you go with?
Yeah, what'd you go with?
The Nationals and
Tigers.
Yeah.
Irvin and Olsen.
Okay.
Starting soon.
Yep. All right.
I'm going to tell you.
All right.
Yeah, I like that. I like that Guardians Reds for a nerfy. Yeah, I like that parlay. I don't mind it. I do think PJ Washington has a decent game tonight, guys. I think he's got to step up. This is when you're at home, role players, start to kind of fill their role a little bit better. So I did find him over 14.5 points tonight. I think this is a game PJ Washington steps up and contributes, because I mean, if you're Dallas, you've got to get everybody going. You got to have Luka play well. You need Kyrie to get going for sure. But man, you need some points out of PJ Washington too. I mean, he's a big reason why they were doing so well. Was his contributions here. Gafford under 14.5 points and rebounds.
I agree. They've been boxing him in. Wade Tatum and them been crashing the boards. I think he's pretty good. I don't know what Kid's deal is with not playing him a lot.
I don't know.
I feel like I don't see him a lot on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's weird.
Tristan's got a Cleveland and Cardinals nerfy parlay.
Cleveland and Cardinals nerfy parlay. So the game,
grand amount for the Cardinals, if that makes any difference.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay, yeah. Or are you know how you can do individual teams to not score?
I think that's what he's doing.
Is that what you're doing, Tristan? You're taking Cleveland, just Cleveland. You're not just Cleveland, and then you're just taking the Cardinals to not score in the first inning to parlay them, or are you taking the whole game, Nerfy? Let me know. Either way, I like it. I mean, I like it either way. I mean, you'll have better value going with the full game Nerfy, obviously, but I mean, yeah, Cleveland to not score. Lodolo's on the mound for Cincinnati, and Cardinals are playing Pittsburgh falter, but Gray's on the mound for the Cardinals, so I don't think Pittsburgh scores either, honestly.
Last night
game Nerfy. I like them both. I like them both.
The time to hit the Cardinals and Pirates Nerfy with Skeens and Michaelis had a no-hitter.
Yeah, but Michaelis was you going into that. You didn't think anything about Michaelis and confidence. After the fact, that was the nerf. Dirty dude.
I picked it. It was one of my picks. Okay, it won. All right.
All right.
Did you pick it?
I'm glad you're that confident in Miles Michaelis.
He's been pitching good.
Yeah, he pitched fine, and they lost. They still lost.
Oh my God! That was in the 9th inning. The Pirates.
I know that. I'm not blaming.
Hey, well, he wasn't in the friggin' game.
Yeah, and you thought for sure. You thought Michaelis was going to have a no-hitter through 7, no, or into the 7th, no.
He did into the 7th. He had it through 6 innings.
Into the 7th, yes. You didn't think that.
No, of course not. If I did, I'd be fucking Nostradamus, for Christ's sakes. And I'd be making all kinds of fucking money, but I'm not. You know.
Well, I would be careful. For a forewarning, I would not be riding Miles Michaelis and a whole lot on Nerfies. I don't trust him.
Yeah, neither. I mainly look for
he's not a profitable Nerfy guy. Hey, it worked out for you yesterday, luckily, but I wouldn't be jumping on many Michaelis Nerfy games. I can tell you that, buddy. I can tell you that.
I think the last 2 games he's pitched, I've gone with Cardinal.
You think?
Yeah, I think. I can't remember when I did.
Well, then you're that's no good. That doesn't mean no good.
Is?
That's horrible data.
Every day. I'm in DubClub picking every day.
That is horrible data, I think.
Yeah,
you know, I think Michaelis in his last 3 games. I think
about data. This isn't Star Trek, The Next Generation.
We like to have data to help us, come to our conclusions, and we don't just go by I think.
Hey, Justin, do you have a data mask? I know you got a Trump mask.
Data mask? No, I ain't got that. But
all right. Who's winning tonight? Boston, Dallas? Who wins?
Well, I'm just hoping Boston covers my first half plus 3.5. But
good answer.
But if I'm betting money line, I'm betting on the Celtics to win tonight.
Okay.
About as good as I think.
What about Jabari? Well, you know what? What are you thinking? If they win it all, you're buying jerseys for everybody?
You don't have to worry about buying them jerseys, so he's okay.
You wouldn't take one?
Unless it's a Luka jersey, no, I'm not taking one. He's not going to need to buy them. He's not going to need to buy them.
Oh, you're saying the Celtics aren't going to win? Really?
Need to buy him.
Are you serious?
He's not going to need to buy him.
I like the way you were very emphatic there at the end when you went, he's not going to need to buy him.
Hey.
Boy, you better hope Dallas don't find a way here.
Oh, I know. Hey, it doesn't matter. What Jabari and I already talked. Fortunately with Jabari, I don't have the vindictiveness from him that I get from you, Mike. He's already said, play it over and over. He don't care.
No, Bob, my problem isn't that you play it. My problem is that you, like with mine, with UConn and Illinois, you told me Illinois wasn't even going to beat Iowa State.
Don't make me play it again, Mike. Don't make me play it again.
You also told me.
Don't make me play it again.
You also told me that the Mavericks had no chance of beating the Thunder because their defense was too good.
How about I play this?
Bob LaGrasso here from OddsJam Grandpa. I'm at the Blues game right now. Check it out. I'm at Iceland. It's been a heck of a game so far. Hope you guys are enjoying it.
Huh. Nice. When was that?
One night. He was drunk at the hockey game, evidently. Drunk at the hockey game.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob, did you clip out my LeBron James prediction?
Oh, no, I did not clip out your LeBron James prediction. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, obviously doesn't mean much then, so.
Yeah. Well, hey, you should be glad you're not getting clipped out.
Can I tell you something? That fell into the I don't give a shit pile.
A homer pick? Man, I don't know.
Sorry, Justin.
Well,
Jabari's gone. All right, we got to get out of here. Homer pick tonight. Sawinski.
I will go with I'm looking at this pitching matchup here.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just kicked me off. Look, I just want to say this so I can redeem myself, okay, before we get out of here.
All right, good.
That technically I am 1-1, okay, right now. Because right after that pick, we also said that the Panthers were winning the Stanley Cup. That is going as planned. And I'm doubling down on them winning the Stanley Cup because I wanted them to win the Stanley Cup. They're going to need to prove something tomorrow in Edmonton, though. But just saying, I'm 1-1. Somebody said in the comments that if I was going with the Celtics, they were going to reverse me on NHL too. So I'm just saying.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, now what about this? Randall says tomorrow night, bet what you want to win on Edmonton.
I
think it's a bounce back game for Edmonton, but I don't think they win the series.
Yes, I think so too.
We're talking about winning the game.
Yeah,
I think so. I think Edmonton probably gets game 3, and I think Florida takes game 4 because Florida's been really good on the road in the playoffs all season long. Into last year in the playoffs, they're a very good road team. I think they'll get 1, but game 3, if you're Edmonton, it's back at home in front of your home crowd. You know they're going to be amped, and you know as bad as Edmonton played that last game, they're if they can get back to a little bit the way they played in game 1, and they should, the ice is going to be much better in Edmonton too. Let's keep that in mind, guys. This time of year, that's a big deal. The ice in Edmonton is really good, and that's going to favor the Oilers very, very much. So I think that's going to come into play as well because the Oilers really, really need to use their skill set and speed. So, yeah, at home ice, and their home ice, like I said, that ice is really good in Edmonton. Very good ice. So I think Edmonton can win tomorrow. But I do like Florida still to win, no doubt.
Okay. All right, we got to go, man. Coco says it's time to go. She's hungry. She wants to eat supper, and I got to feed her. So there you go. That's what's happening now.
What do you feed her? She's so small.
U.S. Open tomorrow. You got to get in on the picks, man. We kick ass. I don't know what to tell you. Do it. See you later. Thanks, guys.